Kia ora and welcome to the Cricketers Network. My name is Ben Hurley and I am the host of the Cricketers Network, and we have a bit of a special show for you today. We have a Wellington Special because Wellington are playing here in Auckland, and we have snaffled a couple of the players to be on the podcast this week. So let's introduce them, shall we? With 86 first class wickets, and a touch over 35 and a batting average of 25, which didn't surprise me, but it was a pleasant surprise. Leg spinning all-rounder. Please welcome Peter Younghusband.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And, oh look, he's broken into the Blackcaps with 24 T20Is and 4 ODIs for New Zealand, including 100 in a losing cause versus Australia. We'll talk about that later. Also, you know, it's a bit of CPL in there and some other domestic leagues. It's Tim Robinson. Welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Ben, thanks very much.
Yeah, welcome guys. So up here in Auckland, you play Auckland tomorrow, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Big game. We're third. They're fourth, just in touching distance. But we've only got 3 more games in the full trophy, and obviously everyone's fighting for a top 3 playoff, with Canterbury probably running away with the number 1. So it's only 2 spots really to go for.
That's okay. Canterbury will lose the final because that's what they do best, right? Shots fired already. Yeah.
Early shots, Ben. Early.
What happened to the Firebirds in the Super Smash? Can you tell us a bit about your season there, Tim?
As much as I'd like to plead the fifth on that one. Cricket's such a funny game, and it's kind of accentuated a little bit by T20, where there's so many little wee moments and little wee things that could go your way or might not go your way, and I suppose you could say that we were just off the rub of the green for a lot of those games, and we felt like we were pretty close, but yeah, you just get that on the big job sometimes, eh? It just comes on the wrong side of it.
And a few internationals coming in and out. Does that unsettle a team?
Yeah, I think it does a little bit. I mean, our team environment's fantastic, and all the boys are really good at farewelling guys and making sure that they know that they're well supported back home. But then equally, they're also welcomed pretty well when they come back, and we've got our fines master makes sure he gets his receipts for away for guys going into the Blackcaps and guys coming back.
Right. So who is the fine master?
That'll be Callum McLaughlin. If he's listening. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very astute fines master.
Okay.
He doesn't let any coins slip under the mat. That's for sure.
So you get fined for making an international appearance and leaving the team.
Yeah. Customs tax.
Customs tax, is that what it is? Is that a standard fee? Can you tell us what that is?
It's a $50 fee, isn't it?
I think it's $50.
Yeah.
$50?
Yeah.
That's a good whack of your match fee there.
Yeah, and often they don't get to enjoy that $50 because we're the ones that spent it when they're away again.
Oh, excellent. Okay, yeah. Would that be the highest fine?
I think it is. Yeah. Oh, actually no. Sorry. It matches personal bests.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so any personal best is a $50 fine as well.
So you've made 28 appearances for your country now. That's $50 a time.
And I've been in and out of the team like a bit of a duck on top of the water. So it's kind of like $50 here, $50 there. So it's about, and we've got a couple of money hungry individuals in the Firebirds team,
right?
Who like to make the most of that. But hey, all power to them. It's in the rules. So
it's in the rules, right? Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say every cloud has a silver lining, but it's the opposite of that, isn't it? Every silver cloud has a dark lining. Look, what we like to do when we have new people on to the Cricketers Network is sort of talk about your journey in cricket and how you got to where you are now. Now, Peter, you were born in an unfamiliar suburb of Wellington called Harare, Zimbabwe. It's sort of closer to where your Wellington teammate Devon Conway was born. In where's he? Is the sort of Newlands or
Joburg?
Joburg, yeah, there you go. So, but same continent at least. I understand your journey to Wellington and playing for Wellington is quite a tumultuous one.
Yeah, it's a long journey. I moved young, so I did move with my whole family. I was only 12, rather than moved for cricket like a lot of players do come from Africa for cricket. But yeah, we moved when I was 12, situated myself in Nelson, grew up playing for Central Districts, 15s, 17s, 19s, then went to university in Canterbury A's, and then finally found myself in Wellington post-university, post a few OE trips, and I was just quite a late bloomer. I think I was only a first contract at 26, on the verge of probably giving up the dream, and then by pure chance, the spot opened up with quite a funny little. It was Hamish Marshall had finished his Gloucestershire deal, I think it was, signed for Wellington as a local.
Yep.
And then there was a realization that his his allegiance to the UK as a local and Wellington was overlapping.
Yeah,
so
they clashed.
They clashed, so
yeah.
they had to pull out his contract, and I got a second chance. This is about 3 weeks after I'd told I wasn't getting one.
So, hang on. So the guy that was born in New Zealand didn't qualify as a local,
Who had played for New Zealand.
but the guy who was born in Harare did.
Yeah, but this is, we're talking 14 years after I moved to
I love it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a great story, but yeah, there is a heavy sense of irony there. I wouldn't put you guys as similar players. You're a leg spinning all-rounder. Hamish Marshall is a top order batter. But you replaced him?
Yeah, I think I just had quite a few good years in the A's, and I'd already played. So I'd actually already played for the Firebirds. So I guess naturally I was probably the next in line, which is why I think it felt so heavy at the time to be like, I've missed out one more time, considering I'd already debuted. And then I remember having a pretty big conversation with mum and dad, and they're like, do you think it's probably time to get realistic and get a real job? And I was very fortunate they had looked after me quite a lot during this period where I was chasing the dream. And I think financially, like, it's not really working out for us. We seem to be covering a lot of rent.
The parents start to feel the financial pinch after a while.
Yeah, which was
coming from, I'm a stand-up comedian, so yeah, you can imagine. It took a while till I was on 7 days and started to get some actual money.
Yes.
No, I can totally relate. Why Wellington? Like you say, you played Central Districts, Canterbury. Is there something special about Wellington cricket?
No, not at all. I just moved for a job.
Right.
I moved for a job. I had a job lined up with Cricket HQ back in the day, and I thought I was like, that's an easy job. It's cricket. And I'd done an economics degree, and I was like, that might work. And that's the only reason I chose Wellington. My brother was there, which kind of helped a little bit, but yeah, that was no more than that.
All right.
Yeah.
And Tim, you are pretty Wellington sort of born and bred, right?
Yeah. My family started off in Wellington, and my old man and my mother's a doctor in Wellington. My old man was in the oil business for a long time, and he always wanted to buy a farm. And so when I was about 10 and my older brother was 12, they bought a farm and moved up there. So we've my brother and I have lived a little bit of a double lifestyle, which has been great. We've had our guns and horses and motorbikes and things on the farm, and then cricket in Wellington. So we've sort of been a little bit all over the place, and been in Wellington for sport, and then away for everything else, really. So
You're a proud product of Onslow Cricket Club, where I played a couple of seasons second 2Bs. That's a very proud club, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a funny thing playing for your childhood club. I think like a lot of people they play for their childhood club, and then after school or something like that, they either stop playing cricket or they don't go back to the senior teams. But I've got some fantastic connections at Onslow, and they've helped me a lot through, with other careers outside of cricket and things like that. So they're a fantastic club, and I've got some lifelong mates there. And yeah.
Do you know, if you Google your name, there's a number of Tim Robinsons, but if you Google Tim Robinson cricketer, it says under your name Onslow Cricket Club. Like that's it doesn't say Blackcap, doesn't say Guy on Amazon Warrior, doesn't say Firebird, it says Onslow Cricket Club.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is that on the Wikipedia page?
No, just like the kind of hero shot, the number one Google thing says Tim Robinson of Onslow Cricket Club. So it's possibly your greatest achievement at this point.
Onslow is a place to write home about, if I'm honest. So it's fantastic. You think I'm being sarcastic? It's dead serious. Dead serious. It's a fantastic club. It's a fantastic place to play, and although the wind does absolute history there, it's still a great community. Yeah.
Well, let's talk a bit about Wellington, because I've always wondered, and I lived in Wellington. Wellington's my second team. I lived in Wellington 6 years, and it's a great city. But cricket-wise, how would you sort of characterise Wellington cricket or the Wellington Firebirds particularly? You know, the Stags, they're kind of the country boys. You know, Cantabs are very one-eyed. You know, the Aucklanders, well, let's not talk about them too much. But, you know, what would you say the character of Wellington cricket is?
That's a good question.
What do you think? What do you think the character of Wellington? You've given us a little synopsis of the North Island and South Island. What about in the middle in Wellington?
So I think Wellington has the most passionate fans.
Okay.
For Wellington, maybe with the exception of Canterbury. But if you put a game on it, the Basin, there's always a crowd.
Great fans at the
Yeah.
Basin. Unbelievable turnout. Considering the weather, but when there is a good day, like we do put out thousands. Yeah, I think we have the best crowds of the Super Smash.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a Wellington final. Now, when was that? It was when Mealy Kerr took her hat trick. Was that 3 years ago?
I think it might have been 4, wasn't it? When the Super Smash was.
Super Smash
How
final.
long ago was it?
And it was absolutely packed. Like there was a real buzz. And, you know, the Super Smash has obviously not quite got the same buzz around it at the moment. And there's things moving in whatever direction there. But yeah, I just remember that particular final. It felt like a World Cup final, you know? It was a hell of an atmosphere.
It was good. We had that year where we were both in the final as well. And both of us won, the Blaze and the Firebirds. And then obviously shared changing rooms next to each other, doors open, and we had like these celebrations that went well into the night with the Blaze. That was probably one of the best memories of cricket at the Basin, and like you say, crowd was packed.
Yeah, it was packed. So I think what I mean by the character of Wellington cricket is when you think like Auckland is a bit like, I mean, it's not quite as intense as say Sydney club cricket, but it definitely has that harder edge to it. Do you reckon there's a bit of that in Wellington? Is there a lot of chat on the field, or in club cricket, I mean?
I think club cricket is completely determined on who has the best covering facilities, to be honest, because like club cricket in Wellington is if like you're competing with the wind that blows your covers off, and then you generally got a fair bit of moisture in the air, which is impeding on your ability to play cricket unless you want to play on rolled mud, right? So I think
club cricket in Wellington is based on who has the best home ground when it's raining. So generally everyone's like, most of the time it's raining and windy. So Karori naturally, very well liked, great change room, cafe. Onslow, not so much.
Hey,
No viewing room. Yeah.
Are you're Karori?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Very much so.
Yeah, I played one season there, didn't enjoy it.
there you go, thank you. 2 against 1.
Okay, that's interesting because you say, you know, there's always a bit in the air, you know, for the seamers in Wellington, right? Now, what we have here is an opening batter and a leg spinner, so you really haven't chosen necessarily particularly well for the Wellington conditions, either of you, have you?
It's quite funny. We have this sort of saying that's like speaks to our cynicism a little bit, but we always go like if somebody gets runs out on Eden Park, for example, or one of the generally flatter wickets, we say, oh, we'll get him at the Basin, you know, like we'll see how he goes there, you know. Yeah. Even regardless of, you know, if someone scores a fantastic inning or something like that, and you're like, oh right, I get him at the Basin, you know, which is a little bit tall poppy, I know, but it sort of speaks to the Basin generally being a bit of a seamer's paradise,
right?
Which again doesn't fit super well with Peter's skill set, although he's done very well.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, we're very Basin proud Wellingtonians who culturalise with our coffee and our cafes, and I think we're quite a relaxed bunch personally. I don't know, probably the opposition can make more judgment on that, but yeah, get him in the Basin is generally a thing we like to, you know, once you've scored runs around the country, try it our ground first.
Try it our ground.
Try it our ground, yeah.
Is the Basin the best ground in the country?
I mean, I believe so. There's obviously beautiful grounds everywhere. Like I love Hagley. It's stunning. Tauranga is obviously amazing. But the Basin's our Lord's, right? Isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I actually do, and I think, you know, I think that's going to potentially cause some controversy. But I think it is. I think it is our home of cricket. It probably needs a bit of money spent.
There's the receipts you saying that now, eh? So you can't go Hagley next week when the Cantabs are in.
No, when I've got Cantabs on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Central Districts guy, and we don't really have a great ground. I mean, we do, but it's pooky and it's too small.
No, you have a great ground. You just don't use it. Saxon Oval.
Of course.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is a great ground.
They just need to play more there.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So, how did you end up as a leg spinner? Is it because I don't know, Nelson? It's sunny. The wickets turn a bit.
I bowled leg spin when I was in Zimbabwe. So as about a 8 or 9 year old, I started, and obviously, like pretty much every leg spinner my age or even younger and older, I started because of the late great Shane Warne. I remember watching him in a test match on live TV. Obviously we couldn't pause, fast forward, or any of that stuff, so I used to sort of pop my head into the lounge, see what he was doing, run outside, try copy it, and he was just so fascinating to watch, and there was enough replays and stuff to just see what he was doing, and it just kind of came to me, like it was just a skill that I could land it, and it wasn't long before I was like, I'm going to give this a crack in a game. And I would have only been 8 years old, I reckon, when I first tried, and I haven't stopped.
So if you Google you, it says that you're a leg spinning googly bowler. Do you know that?
I didn't know. No.
Yeah, on your Cricinfo page, it says googly bowler. How many? I mean, I don't. You don't want to give away how many googlies you bowl an over, but do you think that's your best weapon?
Well, this year it's been quite fortuitous for me. Fortuitous, if that's a word. I had a lot of wickets on that. I think that's quite a traditional term. Leg spin googly is quite an old age term of the.
But the googly's the wrong one, right?
Yeah. Same ball. So, I mean,
do that like I've done like I know what I'm doing.
To be honest, as a leg spinner, the ability to turn it both ways is invaluable for us. And in the introduction of 2020 cricket, what was thought to be the death of spin bowling turned out to be the absolute revival of it. And it was only 5 or 6 years post 2020 coming into play that you looked at the top 10 test bowlers, 2020 bowlers in the world, and about 8 of them were leggies.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like completely flipped the script, and I do genuinely believe it is the ability to go both ways. Going away from a batter is generally a biggest weapon,
So we will do this with you at the end of the podcast, but we ask everyone who comes in here if they could be a different type of cricketer, what would they be? And, I obviously just played club cricket, but, I'm the seam bowler, but all I ever wanted to do was be a leggy. Do you know what? No professional cricketer has ever answered that, because it's a hard thing to do. Not every time I expect someone to go, I'd love to be a leggy. But no, sometimes I suggest it even, and they go, oh no, that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah. No, it is hard. And we have a bit of a leggies club in New Zealand, which is quite nice. Like Ish really leads that.
Is there a WhatsApp group?
No, there's not. But there's that
case.
sort of there's just that respect among you see the Addies and Ish and you kind of like.
I've heard it described as a brotherhood.
Well, you just know what's probably going through their head. And so you're
right.
One, I feel you because I know what it feels like. And two, let's chat leggies, because what do you do that's working currently?
How good is it when you get to bowl to another leggy when they're batting?
Yeah, I think the competitiveness comes out. You're like, okay, now I got to one up him.
Yeah.
We are brothers, but I'm getting you out here.
If you can get another leggy out, like if you completely fill them with your wrong one, that must be the best.
Well, that was probably what the answer I was going to say. Yeah, if I was to get him out, it's because he didn't pick the googly.
Yeah. Right, Tim. So you're very much in the kind of mould of a modern T20 player, hard-hitting opening batter. Were you, Youngie here says he was influenced by Shane Warne. Who were your influences?
The biggest influence was my brother, I reckon.
Okay.
He's not a cricketer. In fact, no one in my family is a cricketer, but him and I were violently competitive. Like everybody.
Violently.
Yeah. Everybody says that about their brother, and
sure.
But this was like next level stuff. Like we would have. I remember missing a school swimming sports because I had perforated the eardrums from our boxing fights. We have had big 16-ounce gloves on. Like it was all good.
Yeah.
But I still came away being able to, when you blow your nose and all the air starts coming out, this shouldn't probably happen. And so I missed like school swimming sports, which was a little bit niggly because of scrapping with my brother. So that's probably what started the whole sports thing. And he was a fantastic javelin thrower and still is. And he was a guy I always looked up to and competed with. And our sport was rugby, but I had too many head knocks, and Mum was a doctor, and she said, "Nah, you're not doing that. There's no point in you being a vegetable when you're 45 because you've had heaps of head knocks." So he was probably the biggest influence on sort of my general competitiveness, and I think probably almost it started with want to be better than him, and then it sort of kicked on a little bit to try and the sort of vicious competitiveness, I think. Yeah.
And when did you discover that you could bat?
Still trying to figure it out, to be honest. It's one of those things, it's a never-ending. You're always sort of can feel like you're chasing your tail a little bit with batting.
Particularly with what you do, which is you might fail 5 times out of 6, right? In T20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that must be hard. Like you go, I really got to get some runs this time, right?
Yeah, I think the whole art of batting is sure, it's about finding a technique that works for you and trusting your technique. But at the end of the day, cricket it's about, especially as a batter or an opening batter, it's about how it's ups and downs all the time. It's such an allegory for life. You have these ups and downs, and then it's how can you bounce back from them, have like a bit of almost a memory like a goldfish. You remember what you need to remember, but not take the baggage into the next game. And so I think I'm still trying to learn that a little bit and still trying to figure it out. So I definitely didn't have sort of a eureka moment with batting. It's just kind of a thing that just takes constant work and constant thinking about it, I suppose. Yeah.
When you pace your innings, if you get through the power play, is it quite different? Like the moment that those fielders go out?
Yeah. Well, cricket's such a fine line. You get the power play, and there's only two fielders out, obviously, but the ball's new, the wicket's new, bowlers are fresh, all that kind of jazz. So it's a real catch-22 between getting going, getting and generating a strike rate, but then also getting through a swinging ball or a nipping ball, depending on if we're playing on early season wickets or something like that. So, and then once you get past the power play, hopefully, which doesn't always happen, is you hit the 7th over, a field of spreads, and suddenly the shots that you're hitting for 4 are now going for 1. And so recognising that and going, hey, that's a little bit of that could distract me from doing my thing, because I'm suddenly now not getting the same value.
It could frustrate you, right?
Yeah. So those are just the sort of little battles within battles. That's what batting is about, and I suppose how you try and mature as a batter. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the Wellington team? Because a spot opened up there, really, didn't it?
How did I get in there?
Was there a certain player who went back to Auckland and opened up an opening spot?
Finn, you're talking about?
Yeah, I am.
You played with him, though.
I think I played with him. So
Okay,
I played with Finn because Dev went. Well, he went up to play more Blackcaps cricket, and then it opened up a spot for me, and then
you banged out a few club hundreds.
Yeah.
2020 club hundreds.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think Bravo got 2 club 2020 hundreds. Back-to-back weekends.
That's all right.
No, it was the same day, actually.
Same day, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 2020s in a day.
Like 2 2020s in a day.
In club cricket, yeah. They got 200
on the smallest ever ground ever. Was like.
You don't have to say that part.
Oh, what? So it was like I couldn't live with myself. I didn't. It was probably would have been 40-metre boundaries.
Okay.
On artificial.
But no one else got 100. So.
Well, someone read the scorecard and thought, well, why not? We'll give them a crack. And so I did. Yeah. And then Finn leaving to Auckland vacated that sort of spot more permanently. So, yeah.
And playing a bit for New Zealand. Can you tell us how that moment happened?
I was actually sitting in the office. I was working for ANZ at the time. I was sitting in the office and I'd had a good T20 season and was never really thinking about Blackcaps cricket. I was sort of thinking about what was happening in the markets at that time, tapping away on a computer.
Okay. What is it with cricketers and being financial advisors?
I don't know.
You're all financial advisors.
It's a cat. It's a T20 cricket and financial advice.
Really?
Cash. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? T20 cricket is the equivalent of crypto. And sort of one-day cricket is shares and Test cricket is real estate.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go.
Good analogy.
Genius. It was genius.
Well, I don't know about genius, but I just came up with that then.
Yeah. But then I got a call, and it's sort of pretty standard how those, you're like, oh, are you joking? Like, what's going on? And then, Yeah, and then went to Pakistan to play Pakistan, which was pretty eye-opening. So, yeah.
Now, Peter, no internationals as yet. Was there ever a possibility you could have played for Zimbabwe?
There was actually. During the under-19 World Cup that came to New Zealand, probably, I think it was just pre-COVID. Zimbabwe actually based himself in Wellington. The under-19 team, we played them as a Wellington A's team. We played them a few times, and I happened to know the coach, and he saw that I was sort of Firebirds contracted and all that, and he started a conversation. I ended up having a couple Skype meetings with Brendan Taylor and the chairman of Zimbabwe Cricket, and the conversation sort of started at that point, which was interesting, and I was kind of like, okay, well, can I stay here and play, and then sort of like do that, and am I even good enough? That was the big question I was asking. But then about 2 weeks after this conversation, it sort of went quiet for a little bit, but then all the Zimbabwe players went on strike because they weren't getting paid.
Okay, yeah, that's
So that kind of put a grinding halt to that conversation.
right.
But then, so it happened after that. Obviously, COVID hit, and then I started getting a lot of game time for Wellington. Jeets moved on, and I got some opportunity and started playing well. But the catch-22 with trying to play for Zim is they still play Test cricket.
Yeah.
And being a Test cricketing nation means you can't play for two Tier 1 nations at the same time, and that's domestically as well. So if I was to try commit to Zimbabwe and go play some domestic cricket there and then play, it would mean I would basically just give up any chance of playing for New Zealand for now because of my age, and no domestic cricket at all, so no Wellington cricket. Whereas the likes of Logan,
Well, you'd have to be selected as an overseas pro,
which
right?
we don't allow really.
Right.
I don't think we're allowed. So yeah, so I wouldn't play any cricket in New Zealand, and at the moment I just wouldn't do that. I love playing for Wellington. My family's here, and I guess I still have a small dream of donning a fern on the chest, but
Of course.
yeah. So the body's going well.
Yeah, it's not a ridiculous law, but it is a tricky one, isn't it? Like, with respect to Zimbabwe cricket, I don't think Test cricket is what they're focused on, and therefore,
Yeah. No, I don't think so either. It's an interesting one because, like, I look at Logan, for example. He's played 4 World Cups.
Yeah.
And he plays against India, against New Zealand, against all these big nations, and he just slots straight back into Wellington. And Zimbabwe weren't even at the World Cup because they weren't good enough. And now, like Tom Bruce, with that cool
Scotland,
second chance to go to play for Scotland, and he'll play all these teams again. Zimbabwe's not there. So, as much as I'm so happy for those guys, it's like that's cool. It's like I would love that as well. That would be a cool little cherry on top to sort of at the back end of your career.
I wanted to ask you, without sort of going, oh, you play with a real famous guy, but Rachin Ravindra, the wonderkind, sort of, he's really burst onto the international scene. I imagine you've played a lot of cricket with him. He'd be similar age to you, Tim?
Yeah, well, he's been. He's an influence on all of our careers. But we grew. I sort of grew up and around him and things like that, and we played a lot of cricket together. He was actually one of my coaches at one point, and I think I was 12 and he was 14, I think.
And he was a coach.
And he was, he was just like, wow, there's Rachin, He is there, and he was I think he was at the gearing up for an under-19 World Cup or something at 14, which until this new Indian fella was unheard of.
Yeah.
Unreal. And so, he's fantastic. He's a fantastic guy.
Has the success changed him at all? I mean, he's got to pay $50 every time he plays for New Zealand, but apart from that...
Yeah, that's true. Every time he comes in and out.
Just drives really nice cars now.
No, he has not changed a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him fantastic. We always have funny jokes with him, and he's always he never makes anybody feel small or anything like that. He's always bringing everybody up around him. So I'd love to sit here and say that his head's blown out of proportion and that it's going to pop at the slightest prick or anything like that, but it's not. He's fantastically level, and he's got where he's got to for a reason.
Yeah. Well, when we're recording this, which is Monday, when I say we, the Blackcaps played last night against Afghanistan and a really solid win. So we like a little bit of punditry when we ask guests on as well. So I imagine you both watched that game. He was out, Rachin was out first ball. Is there a few little messages there? Either to wind him up or to console him, what's the word I'm looking for? Console him, yeah.
He'll be deep in the bush is the saying that we use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
So
It's a bit lost, really.
Right.
yeah, so the bush it's interpreted very differently across cricketers. That the bush can sort of be a general state of being, which is you're struggling for runs all the time. It's you're just confused, you're lost, you're trying to find a wet map in a damp pack, if you will. It's really difficult to find, and your only source of light is a wet map.
It's a metaphorical book.
Exactly, yeah.
It just was invented by Rachin himself
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Really?
He cons a lot of weird little terms, and he's so influential, and like he's just so funny, and that we just jump on these terms, and then look here, like all these people, you're sort of using them.
So he's in the bush, yeah.
Yes.
He's in the bush.
He's currently in the bush after duck.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even after 100. He'll still be in the bush.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this is where
So
it
it's
gets
not
a bit
the bush
tricky.
isn't a dark place. It's just like a concentrated place.
Well, it could be a dark place. It depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get my head around the bush.
If you've got a Garmin inReach, it's a happy place to be because you know exactly where you are. But if you don't, then you wouldn't want to be too lost in the bush. Yeah.
Or if you've got a good pair of socks.
Or that. He's not in the bush about his socks. He's just very happy with his
So we need to plug Peter's sock company before we get on to any more punditry. Piranha.
Yes, Piranha. I'm actually donning a little golf top as well.
Okay.
Yep.
We do this quite often. We had Ross Taylor plugging his wines on the show. So yeah, this is kind of our example of trying to get some corporate sponsorship. Except you don't pay us anything. You just pay us with your presence.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've got a few freebies in the bag here. No, Piranha grip socks. You can find them online, my website, or pretty much every Rebel sports store in the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk a bit about the Afghanistan game that isn't just about Rachin Ravindra, but a really solid win, I thought. Took a bit of tap the bowlers, but great, well-paced innings from the batters, I thought.
So good. So good. I think it's been labelled the pool of death, our pool, because we've got South Africa there as well. So like those
We
sorts
only
of
have to come
games-
second, though.
Yes, but there's three teams that could genuinely qualify, and obviously Afghanistan being one. Amazing win. Like they are a highly skilled side, and as you can see, those spinners like Mujib, 105k an hour, spinning it both ways, basically like just doing this.
Yeah.
And you don't know which way it's going.
He taught himself to bowl off YouTube clips, right?
Probably wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, one of these guys.
But I even look at like Rachin's dismissal and Finn's dismissal. Like I think they might have been spinning in different ways. I don't know. I didn't watch the replay too much, but amazing skill level. And then when they put 180 on it, you're like, wow, this could be a bit niggly. But then obviously Saif, that was an amazing innings. And then little cameos. I thought Chappie was unbelievable to actually sort of
same.
seal that, get it to a runner ball. He probably would have been gutted not to finish it off himself. But then Daryl's always going to be there, at the end, isn't he?
Daryl Mitchell at 6 seems quite a luxury for a team.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
He is just playing some incredible cricket.
How's that for you, Tim? Because you must have been pretty close to getting on that plane.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was super disappointed to not go to the World Cup, but at the end of the day, it's like there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
It's just trying to keep scoring runs, keep improving.
Good thing is a World Cup every 6 months, so there will be other opportunities.
Yeah. And I mean, they've made the right decisions, and the guys who are in the spots now should be there, and they're fantastic. And each one of those guys batting there now or over there could win you the World Cup. So no, I'm excited to watch them do it, and it makes me so happy watching games like last night where we lose too early, then we managed to pull it back. So I'm just fizzing for them. I'm so excited. I think we've got a real good chance this year.
I totally agree. Right now, you guys have to get to training, so we're going to move on to the last couple of segments that we do. We ask everybody who's new on the show, who's come into the studio, if you could be any other type of cricketer other than what you are, what would it be? We already talked about how very few people pick lead spinner. So yeah, Do you want to start, Peter? If you could be anything, what would you be?
I'd probably venture towards the gloves, the wicketkeeper batter.
Again, not something anyone else has chosen.
Really, yeah. I think probably stature is significantly influential in that decision, but
because you're not the tallest
I'm
guy?
not the tallest guy, so
Okay,
fast
right.
bowler's probably out of the window.
Okay, sure. Although
but-
Dale Steyn wasn't very tall either, but anyway.
Yeah, I'd love to be a keeper. Every ball you basically, I mean, I love fielding. So if you're in the position that you can pretty much catch the ball every ball, happy days. And I love batting as well.
So would you be like a lower order, sort of middle order keeper batter, or like a top order, like a Adam Gilchrist type?
I mean, I wouldn't mind being top order. I'd probably pay more attention to my rig. I'd probably get a little bit bigger and stronger and try to look like GP and I wouldn't necessarily need to rotate the shoulder, so as long as I would just be stacked and just try to hit sixes and then be a backstop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, GP's rig gets called out on this podcast pretty much every week.
Because he posts all over Instagram. And to be honest, I watch every single one as well because I'm like, holy moly, look at the weight.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's having a lot of protein, that guy. Right, Tim, what would you be?
I think I'd be this is probably chasing cash, but I reckon I'd be like a number 6, 7 batter who could smack it, but then bowl like mystery spin or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
I reckon, yeah. So
Left arm?
Left arm, like a left arm mystery spinner, I reckon.
I like it.
Something
That is chasing cash, though.
That's just chasing cash. That's not purist at all. That's not like a nice right arm away swinger or something like that with a good 3/4. Yeah, I think that would be pretty marketable in this day and age of franchise cricket.
I love that. That is well, not only a young person's answer, but also a financial advisor's answer.
It is, yeah.
Okay, and our final segment is with or against.
With or against, tell me now, yeah.
We have a little sting that goes in there. Right, so you get to choose the top 3 batters, bowlers, and all-rounders, including keepers, that you've played with or against. Do you want to go first, Tim? Do you want to start with batters?
I'll start with batters. First one, I think, is Nick Kelly. I think Nick Kelly, he's a fantastic batter, super skillful, but probably more because what's on his top 2 inches. He always scores very, very difficult runs for us, and I think that says a lot about his character. So he's in the top 3.
Yep.
I don't have to say one.
No, you couldn't have them out of order. That's
Okay,
fine.
he's in the top 3. Second, I think it would be a remiss of me to not say Abhishek Sharma, who is the number 1 T20 batter in the world at the moment.
Where did you play him?
I had played him in India 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's fresh in my mind, and I think probably fresh in a couple of our bowlers' minds as well. I have never seen ball striking like that before, and just felt like there was nowhere you could bowl to him that was going to be safe.
Okay.
And the third batter, PY's actually stolen one of mine, so I'm not gonna use that.
Discuss this. He's
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it when they prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I can't go past Blundell. Like, I know I've gone too well.
Cowboy Blundell.
Cowboy Blundell, just because it is the way he's changed his batting over the last year or so. He just comes out and just absolutely sends it, and it's just a fantastic Tom Blundell to bat with, and also because he's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, you open the innings for Wellington and the Super Spanish for Cowboy Blundell.
Cowboy Blundell.
Is he a big talker between overs?
Oh yeah, we chat about a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, how
Right.
much protein we were having and all that kind of stuff, and
Crypto. How good
everything.
GP's looking.
Yeah. How we're never ever going to get there, but we can try. That's our Mount Everest, And yeah, also because of the upper body weight that he's recently put on as well. Big fan.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, do you want to go your top 3 batters?
Yes, mine are probably going to stay a little bit more local compared to Abhishek Sharma, but it's hard to go past a couple Wellingtonians that launched their careers in the recent years with us. So Devon Conway, who was unbelievable. For I think 2 years in a row, over 6 competitions, he topped 5 of them, and he was 3rd in the one he didn't. So pure quantity of runs, and then obviously he went on to do whatever he does now, and we barely see him, which is quite nice for him. But
A lot of $50 there.
a lot of $50. Yeah, he doesn't come back to trainings that much. No, he's got a little girl now, so fair enough.
Yeah.
And then Finn Allen, I think what he did to actually get an IPL contract based off New Zealand domestic 2020 cricket is unbelievable, and not many have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an insane year, almost 2 years that he just went bananas for us. And in terms of opposition, I guess just as a spin bowler, it's probably like scariest players I've ever bowled to, and I can't go past Colin Munro. I
Right.
only bowled to him a handful of times, but just genuinely petrified at the top of my mark, and he's slamming his bat down on the ground
No one
so
hits-
hard.
No one hits the bat into the pitch harder.
The ground's like vibrating, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to bowl this. Yeah, scary player to bowl to. Yeah, so those are my top three.
That's good. And I noticed you've got 2 Africans in there.
Yeah, not my boys, eh? Yeah, my brews.
Your Bruce. All right, we'll stick with you, Peter. Do you want to do your bowlers now?
Oh yeah, okay. Bowlers, 3 in no particular order. Chetan Patel, huge for me, obviously. Wellington legend. Effectively, yeah, teammate turned to mentor, turned to coach, turned to golf. Golf. But yeah, he plays a lot of golf at the moment. Yeah, but no, great man. Really enjoyed his later years, my early years, with just how he trained, how he played, his mentality. An unbelievable competitor. Never met anyone like it. Yeah, easily, probably he's my number one actually. Matt Henry.
Of course.
Matt Henry has turned up for Canterbury numerous times against Wellington and just proceeded to demolish us. Incredibly skillful and absolutely probably unlucky not to play another 50-odd international games across all formats.
Well, I think he topped the international wickets over the last 2 years.
Yeah, and he almost sat on the sidelines for a while there when we had Saudi Bolt Wagner. And you could argue he didn't deserve to, but obviously those 3 were amazing.
When you're facing him, do you think, I know where this is going? Because he's almost metronomical, right?
I'm probably not the person to ask that. You probably asked.
Right.
Have you faced him much?
Yeah, quite a bit.
But it's just those subtle variations that gets in the wickets, right?
It's the subtle he is metronomic in terms of his accuracy is ridiculous, but at the same time you see a lot of what the commentators and things have talked about a lot this year is wobble seam or something like that, and what that actually is, and it's you're watching a seam come down as a batter and it's wobbling at you. It's like going it's like teasing you. You don't it could just bounce that way or could bounce that way, or could go straight, whatever. So he mixes. You're right, he's metronomic, but he's also mixed with the variation off the wicket, which makes him so difficult to play.
As my grandfather used to say to me, you only have to move it half a bat.
Very true.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, bit of grandfatherly advice here. So Chetan Patel, Matt Henry, number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to go for probably just a bit of a random one, but it's a sort of an out there. The fastest bowler I ever faced, and it was Tino Best.
Tino Best, West Indian, yeah.
West Indian. I played him in a semi-charity game in England, and I thought it was a charity game, but he proceeded to steam in off about a 50-metre run-up and absolutely launched these balls down, and it probably would have been fairly fresh after his international career. But I've never faced anything like it. Well, I also wasn't really a professional cricketer at that point, so I hadn't really been used to it, but it felt unbelievably fast, and
he wasn't shy of a word.
It wasn't shy of a word, and by my understanding, this was just to raise some money for some charity.
And he's trying to take your head off.
And he's trying to take my head off, or everyone's heads off. So yeah, but it was quite cool to watch. I don't think I got out to him, but I shouldered one and went for 6 over the slips, and that's when I knew that this is really quick. And then I don't think I laid bat on anymore. But yeah, very, very fast.
Okay, big Tino. All right, Tim, bowlers.
I'm going to go number 1 is Blair Tickner. And the reason the Blair makes that list for me is, 1, because he's a real top rooster, he's a great dude.
He's a great dude.
Real good mate of mine. But then on the field, he's I can't swear on this, but he's a
A lunatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's fantastic. You know, everything goes
Just with competitiveness.
with
you know.
competitiveness, and it's always a really good scrap with ticks, and then off the field he's back to normal ticks. He's a fantastic guy. So he's my number one, and obviously fantastic skills and all that kind of jazz. But second one is Sunil Narayan.
You would have played him in the CPL.
On the CPL, yeah, and he was just, I had no idea what he was throwing down, and I didn't have a sweep shot.
So he hides the ball behind his back like it's a magic trick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's almost started that trend, hasn't he? For hiding it behind the back. And I mean, even if he showed me what he was doing, I still wouldn't be able to bring it. And stuff. Like, you know, like, get it behind your back, mate. Like, you're still going to make me look a child.
You're going to be told you what ball he was going to bowl.
Yeah. I'd still be batting with a toothpick against you. Like, it's not a drama. And so he was just amazing. It's hard for me to describe just the variation and different paces and things. And that was really, really tricky. And then the third is probably Josh Hazelwood, I would think.
Yeah.
We played him in the early season T20, and he got me out, and it was just I was like a little puppet on a string for him. A lot of the stuff you don't see on telly is probably the variation down, you know, at the batting end. So when he bowls wide of the crease, tight to the crease, in swingers, out swingers, roll seams, whatever. And although the change at the crease is very subtle, down the batter's end it feels drastic, even though it doesn't look as much, just from where he is, just from his skill.
So it is in the same genre as Matt Henry, I guess.
Yeah. I would say they're sort of similar bowlers in terms of what they're trying to do to you. So he's my number 3. Yeah.
Nice. And finally, all-rounders. Do you want to go, Peter?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll start with 2 teammates and then I'll special mention the last one. But 2 very close friends of mine actually. Mike Bracewell.
Yes.
Very good all-rounder. Obviously, batsman turned all-rounder in recent years.
And keeper turned bowler.
Yeah, he was a keeper when we played a lot of age group cricket together, and he actually was a keeper. He was a very big keeper, obviously. He was a bit wasted there, but then he obviously found a way to add another dimension to his game. But yeah, I mean, beast, you know what he's done in recent years, what he's done in 2020 cricket, Test cricket, and obviously, yeah, he's a great competitor. Amazing fielder as well for a big man, moves so well, buckets. He hates talking about his hands, but he has got big hands. Yeah, amazing fielder. I've actually never met anyone who gets the ball so clean into their hands, regardless of where he is in the field, you know, how it's bouncing. It always goes in clean. So yeah, great all-rounder. I'm going to throw another teammate in there who had a bit of a rough game the other night, but Paul Logie. Logan Van Beek, a serious competitor. He's been on the circuit a long time, very close friend of mine.
Where do you have a rough game?
Against the Netherlands versus Pakistan.
Oh yeah, right.
I won't talk too much about it.
That was the opening game of the
opening game. Yeah. The thing about Logie is he puts himself in those positions. You know, he's had some tough moments, but he's had some amazing moments. But he's always the one that actually puts themselves in those spots to do that hard stuff, and sometimes it doesn't go well, but sometimes it goes amazing. I've seen him, you know, bowl some of the best final overs or penultimate overs and have some of the best winning knocks. Yeah, you know,
and probably the best catch in domestic cricket.
And the best. Oh yeah, that was amazing. I was right there behind him, which was lovely viewing. And then he ran off and didn't give me any high fives. But but I think I like, for example, Logie holds the record for the highest score in a super over.
Right.
He batted and bowled, so he hit 30 and then defended it.
Wow.
Yeah, hit 30 against the West Indies, which is no easy feat to do that. So, like he's a man that he's always there and he never gives up and he just keeps going.
Great choice,
so, and then my last one is a current opponent who has also become a really close friend of mine, Brett Hampton, who is
Northern Districts.
Northern Districts. We still yet to play them, so I don't want to talk about too much, and hopefully this airs after we play them. But I mean, what a season he's having at the moment. Incredible hitter of the ball, probably one of the biggest hitters I've ever played against. We call them those floppy wrists. It looks like he's hitting a pitching wedge from 130 out when he hits it, and it pretty much goes 130. Yeah, but amazing time of the ball. Always gets runs against Wellington. Always gets runs against Wellington.
Right.
And then obviously off stuff with the ball as well. So niggly player to play against.
3 great choices there. And to wrap things up, Tim Robinson.
So I'm going to do 1 homegrown and then 2 West Indian guys. So the
Okay.
first one is our James Neesham.
Yes.
And
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. I've got a funny story about James. It starts a bit of a self yarn, but anyway. So the first game I played against was Pakistan, and I got out the first ball of the second ball of the game, had on 0, duck on debut, and Shaheen Afridi bowled this big in swinger, went for a big swing, got cleaned up, missed it, didn't lay bat on anything, and then it started raining, so there was only 2 balls in the game. Anyway, we're on the way home on the bus, and the bus is all a bit quiet because we sort of G'd up to play a game, and then we hadn't actually played the game, and we pull into the hotel, and the bus actually hits one of the bollards, and James starts laughing, and then proceeds to say, well, at least somebody hit something tonight. And it was, at first, I thought, James, come on, man, like, give me a spell, mate, please. And then later on, I thought, that's hilarious, good on you. That's one of the reasons why I like James, he just speaks his mind, and it's fantastic.
He's very fast.
It's very witty.
Yeah.
Very quick-witted. Second one is Romario Shepherd, and so he's a big West Indian fella who I played with in Guyana, and he was very kind to me when I went over, and he looked after me and made me feel very welcome. And when they were over here for our series, I sent him a message saying, "Oh, hope you travel well, whatever." And he sent me a message saying, "Oh, I'm looking for a blender," and I was like, "Oh,
okay,
all good, yeah, like sweet, I'll go grab your blender." And so I went to Briscoe's, I went to Harvey Norman, I went to JB Hi-Fi of all places to try and find the specific blender that he wanted. And I didn't want to get the wrong blender because I didn't want him coming to New Zealand, all this way, and he gets the wrong blender.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I spent a day trying to find this blender for him, and I got him a blender. So he was 1 blender up when he came to New Zealand, and that's a story about Romario Shepherd. He's got it. Yeah,
You went shopping for him.
I went shopping.
You were a personal shopper.
Yeah.
In New Zealand.
Yeah, personal shopper.
My first question was Briscoe's having a sale?
Well,
They better.
they weren't, hence why I went there second.
I see, right.
Yeah. But they didn't have one either. Okay. So. And the third one is Big Jason Holder, and he was fantastic, very skillful cricketer. And when he came over, we played a round of golf with him, and he wasn't having the best day, and we sort of got to the 16th, 17th hole, and he kept 3-putting. So generally you're not supposed to 3-putt when you hit a green, and he kept saying to himself in this big West Indian accent, he said, "Come on, man, stop 3-putting, boy, stop 3-putting." And I will never forget that. It'll just stick in my mind forever. It's just like the way he said that, and it's just every time I'm on a golf course.
He's about 7 foot tall, so it's a long way down to the hole, isn't it?
Oh yeah, his flat stick looks tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3. Those are all fantastic selections. So thanks very much for coming on the podcast, and we wish you all the best with the rest of the domestic season, and any internationals that might come your way, and hopefully you're not bankrupt by the end of the season. Tim Robinson, Peter Younghusband, thanks so much for coming on the Cricketers Network.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you very much.